All right, ready to start?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, welcome to the next episode podcast of Megabox Chat Room. Pretty much, you guys already know the whole thing of what I'm doing and everything. And as you can hear it, the background guest is my dog Bubba's playing with a squeaky toy. So let's get everything started. Our third guest is going to be none other than a really good friend of mine. He's been a super big supporter, big on supporter. Like, I still have pretty much the time he pretty much used my song January 23rd as a graduation vibe, which awesome.
Yeah, it was a good song.
Here's the one and only, my friend Colby Glaze.
Watching the cars, darling. Could it be me and you? If it's not.
All right, what's up, Colby?
Not much, just sitting in my room as always.
It seems like you're in front of your school right now.
Yeah, I put that in because my room's kind of a mess, and it's not my room. It's my little 5-year-old brother's room. So no matter what I do, I can't keep up with him. So it's always a mess. I cleaned it yesterday.
It's all good. It's all good. No judging, yeah. Nothing.
Sweet.
All right, let's get on with the first question. Who are you? Tell me, who is Colby Glaze?
Okay, so I was born in Washington, Vancouver, Washington, just across the Columbia River from Portland, Oregon. I moved to Oregon, and then I moved to another place in Oregon, and then I've lived in Tahoe since I was 4. I went to Under the Magic Pine Tree for preschool. I went to Tahoe Valley Elementary School, South Tahoe Middle School, obviously, and then the high school. I graduated class of 2019, and I decided to go to California Maritime Academy. It's a state university, and it's kind of like a really expensive trade school that trains you how to operate ships and whatnot.
Yeah. I heard that school's like a little bit hard to get into, like some other schools, right?
It's not that hard, really. It depends though, because for instance, they have like business major, and the business major is almost 100% guarantee, in almost. And but like marine transportation or mechanical engineering or marine engineering technology, all those things. I'm a marine transportation, but all those are impacted. So like my program is like 47% engineering. I think is just above or just below 40% acceptance rate. So yeah, it's kind of hard, but it's not really.
Sounds really complicated.
A little bit.
Woo. Tell me an honest, like your honest opinion of all the chaos that's going on right now.
Honestly, it's a mess. It's really unfortunate, that we're losing so many lives to, something that just, I don't know, happened. But it's kind of ironic that there was, a big pandemic in 1820, then 1920, then 2020. It was almost,
Then there was also a pandemic before I even met you, when I was a freshman, something about Ebola.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a mess, but that got slowed down pretty quick.
That easily got contained because people made fast action. Right now, it's not getting contained because of the actions of the government.
Yeah, half an hour ago, there was like 525,000 cases, over 20,000 deaths, I think, in the U.S. We're the epicenter, but we have the travel ban and stuff, so people can't go out of the country, and then people can't come into the country. So I guess it helps a little bit. It's just Americans. The reason we have so many more cases than everyone else is because Americans are ignorant. They don't listen. They're told to stay at home. They tell you to stay at home, and no one listens. So
yeah, and some some people are hearing rumors about something about martial law, which is highly unlikely to happen because that is kind of like a bit of not really like a high thing to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. What is a hidden talent that you're comfortable with revealing?
A hidden talent?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay at math, I guess. I don't really have to take math. I joined the rugby team. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but
Well, to be honest, I kind of wrote this a bit last second last night, so some of these might be a little bit confusing for me.
oh, you're fine. No, like I don't know if I have a hidden talent. I can't sing. I can't dance. I just.
Didn't you dance at the rally once? Oh wait, that was choreographed though. Never mind.
Yeah, I danced at the rally for football, but that was embarrassing, and I got sucked into it. So.
Almost everybody got sucked into that. Like I remember freaking like Owen was like, I don't really like to dance in front of my whole entire class.
Yeah. They offered us donuts and made us show up at 6 a.m, so people showed up.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I didn't join the football team, the third reason was just because I did not want to end up with a broken bone. Like
Yeah.
I can easily bruise sometimes. Like
Yeah, I played football for 11 years, and I never really. I mean, obviously, it's not super dangerous when you're 6, 7 years old, but as you go through, yeah, it gets a little more sketchy. I've had my share of concussions, but never really broke a bone before, surprisingly.
yeah, like I've seen you play like for a long time. I was there for your senior game. I unfortunately wasn't able to catch you in time to pretty much like say you did a good job. You did your best the whole season.
Thanks. Yeah, every game was just kind of there was a lot going on between football and people, and they didn't really let you talk to many people, and if I had a chance it'd be like my parents. So
What do you mean they didn't get you to talk to any people?
we'll see. They did, but like it's kind of, we didn't win as much, so after a game you would be kind of disappointed. You wouldn't really talk to anybody, and you just go straight up to the locker rooms. Or senior game we had a huge talk, and actually no, at the end of my senior game I got hurt, so I got to talk to my team, and then they made me go straight up to sports med to hurt my back.
I guess that's the reason why I didn't see it when I was pretty much like waiting to get to like talk to you.
Yeah, I got hurt with like a minute and a half left in my last game.
I possibly didn't see that because I was keeping on getting distracted by who was I getting distracted by? I think it was like Caleb forgot his last name. Maza, I think.
Oh yeah, Maza.
Yeah. All right. Next question. What's it like being a college student?
Stressful. I don't know. It's just kind of like, depending on the school you go to, I guess it's a little different because like I have friends at universities where it's like, it seems pretty laid back. They have a lot of homework, but they don't have like extreme challenges with anything. They don't have hard, it's not too hard for some people. I go to school where I have to wear a uniform. I have formation Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 in the morning. So I'm up, I shower, get a uniform, and then I do that. And then like fall semester was super easy. And then spring semester got a little bit harder. I'm taking 20 credits. I have four of those are labs. So 4 of those, it's not like credit hours. It's 3-hour classes that you only get 1 credit for. So I'm technically taking, 27, 28 hours of classes or something like that a week.
Yeesh.
But I mean, some of it's pretty easy. Like, I guess, it's nice to just live on your own with a friend, and, you have freedom, and it's super laid back, I guess. You make a lot of friends and whatnot because you're kind of forced to be around them all the time.
Yeah, like right now, pretty much like everybody's like forced to be in their homes to pretty much like avoid everything. It's like the whole thing. I hope it gets resolved soon because like I'm pretty sure you know this, but this pretty much like overlaid on my birthday like a couple weeks back.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it sucks because my girlfriend's birthday was on Wednesday and she was stuck at home. She's in a great place, but she's, stuck at home, and it's unfortunate because I wasn't able to see her. I have all these things for her, and I just,
Aw.
and one thing is I'm supposed to go on cruise on the ship. Like Zach Shear, he goes to Maritime Academy, right?
Oh,
He goes,
you're
I
on the
go,
ship this summer?
yeah,
Is that
he goes to, how he goes to SUNY Maritime State University in New York?
yeah, he has to go on a ship for a whole month and a half.
2 months. 2 months. I'm supposed to on May 1st because they think that the quarantine is going to be lifted, after the whole shelter in place thing is lifted.
They're not gonna allow schools to reopen though for that.
Yeah.
So
But basically, freshman year, you live in a berthing room, which we have this one we call Ocho, and it's 64 beds and 64 lockers. And basically, it's a room full of triple bunks with twin extra long mattresses. So it's like thinner. It's like the width of my shoulders. It's about the length of my body. And then you have a locker. It's just a line of lockers and a line of triple bunks and 64 people in a room. And that's how I'm going to be spending my birthday this summer. So if it makes you feel any better,
wait,
I mean, I'll be in the middle of the ocean.
You're gonna be gone in August?
Yeah, I'm supposed to come back August 8th as it is planned right now. I have to go back. So I'm taking my classes online right now, but I have these classes called STCW classes, which is basically Coast Guard regulations for ships and whatnot. And it's all hands-on, so I can't take ship ops and ship and paint a ship if I don't have a ship. I can't do small craft and drive a 40-foot boat or something if I don't have a 40-foot boat to drive. So I have to go back and spend like 3 weeks taking all those classes.
And then go on a boat in August or something like that?
I'm supposed to leave towards the end of May and then come back early August.
Well,
it's a shortened cruise. It's shortened. It's supposed to be 62 days.
So you're going to be back in town around the 8th here?
Probably the 9th. But as it is, the way it's looking right now is I might. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is if I'm even able to go back, and I don't think this whole cruise thing is going to happen, personally. We're all questioning it. We all think it could happen. It could not happen. My school's kind of like, they do what they want.
They're gonna pretty much like force it to cancel it because of the whole thing happening over a ship. So because the original after
you saw that the Navy admiral or whatever, he got fired because he was I don't know the story, so it's not my place to tell, but they fired a Navy admiral. They discharged him because of something to do with this whole thing and keeping people on the ship.
Yeah, like you can't really like do that because they could risk their chances even more. Like say if they cross the border, they can get arrested easily because there's border laws to not pretty much like leave your hometown unless permitted.
Yeah, they think this is going to be all over in 20 days, and I don't see that happening right now.
I don't see that happening, especially pretty much what the same going on is that all schools have to remain closed for the rest of the year and have to do their classes by Zoom. If they break that breach, they can get in serious trouble.
Yeah, what's nice though is I don't have any Zoom classes. All my classes are just run through, like Aries or how the high school uses Google Classroom. It's basically like that.
Like kind of like Canvas?
For my school. Yeah, like Canvas, but Canvas is much nicer than Brightspace. Brightspace is absolute garbage, but everything is run through it. It's super glitchy and has a bunch of problems.
Canvas has had some situations, but that's because it's still like going through the update process.
Yeah.
And
I know a lot of people who use Canvas, and trust me, it is 10 times better than Brightspace.
Trust me, I'm a Canvas user right here. I'm just not doing classes at the moment because I'm dealing with like high anxiety after the whole birthday thing. Like my anxiety dropped.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like my social anxiety was like to like here, but then my like mental anxiety skyrocketed to pretty much like up to the clouds.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. It's not your fault. It's like I did not see this happening during my birthday at all. Like I was pretty much just like like, hey, I'm gonna have a good birthday. Let's have some fun. Woo! But then, whammo.
Yeah. See, when all this started happening, I was like all upset about how I had to, stay home and I couldn't see my friends. But as you realize, the people you would be putting in danger by going and, basically you could visit someone that's asymptomatic, so they are carrying it but don't have any symptoms, then you get it. You could be asymptomatic and hand it on to someone who, couldn't do, their body couldn't defend it, right? So
Yeah.
you're putting a lot of people in danger. So, and also, things don't work out, but people are calling off weddings, they're calling off vacations to other countries because they can't do it.
Yeah, like
It's a mess.
there's an article that our county is getting sued over a wedding venue being like canceling the wedding, and there's nothing they can do about that because it's not their call, it's the government's call. Like they
Yeah.
have to abide by the government. If they don't, they get in major trouble.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's why I carry around hand sanitizer all the time. Yeah,
yeah, my viewpoint on this is no matter how much it sucks, it could be worse.
very
The
true.
current situation, being stuck at home, I could be in a household with, no income, no food, inability to get food and all that stuff. So it could be much worse.
Very true. But everything happens for a reason. By what I learned from everything I've seen, there's nothing that we can do about it just besides just pretty much like abide by what's going on, and this will be all over soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping like this is over by July because because of the whole birthday thing that happened to me. I really think that I should pretty much like have like an unbirthday because I was so excited for my birthday that I should possibly like just like replan for like July.
Yeah. I would even extend that replanning to August or September. There's talk about there was a report from someone like a doctor or something that said this could go on for 18 months.
No, that's never gonna happen. That is that. You know what would happen if that went on for a long time?
Everyone would get it.
Everyone would be like go crazy and pretty much like pretty much go psychotic for staying in their house for like a year.
You do understand though that, I mean, yeah, it could be over in 20 days. That's wishful thinking, but you got to think the minute someone makes contact with a surface that's been touched by someone with it, of the 500,000 people,
Uh-huh.
or the minute that I don't know, like as soon as you come into contact with it, you can spread it. Even if you're not sick yet, it takes an average of 5 days to feel symptoms, but that means that's 5 days where if you aren't social distancing, then you're giving it to people.
Yeah,
That's
me,
5 days where
I pretty much like I'm always clean like every single time like after I shake someone's hand. Secretly, I pretty much like put on some hand sanitizer just pretty much because I am doing my best to keep myself like unsick because I missed out a lot when I was sick and I regretted it ever since I was like because I was not taking care of myself at that time and I was like, you know what, time to change tactics and just keep my hands clean and everything. And yeah,
yeah.
this was
I
like
had
before I met all y'all like in my freshman year.
yeah, I had a cold when I was what was it? Oh yeah, so I had a cold when right before my school, stopped doing classes. It's still open. The campus isn't open, but housing is, and like food services are.
Yeah.
But right before it, I had a cold, and they were all my teachers were like, "Yeah, don't go to class if you're sick at all," and it was a mess.
Yeah, I had like I thought I had it last week, but it turned out to just be food poisoning from an uncooked chicken.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I will not look at chicken the same again for a while, but at least I have lasagna and meatballs right now, so I can eat red meat until pretty much till I pretty much can have chicken again, which won't be for like a while.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's good enough at least. All right,
Yeah.
next question. Tell me some interesting stories you've experienced in the past years that you're comfortable with sharing.
Some interesting stories.
Yeah, that you've experienced that you're comfortable with sharing. Like anything that's pretty much like been a part of your path, like pretty much like in a way made a part of you, or something that pretty much like like pretty much like you found funny or something like that?
I don't know, just like I don't know if I have like any interesting stories that I want to, put out there, but one thing I will say is that you never know what's coming, I guess. You
Like
one
like an
something could go
interesting adventure or something like that.
oh, interesting adventure. I guess playing like football and baseball in high school kind of teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to be a part of a team. It teaches you like the whole basis of brotherhood, and I don't know, it teaches you how to build up your work ethic while doing something you enjoy. So I feel like doing all those things and joining the rugby team at my school, it's something that pushes me to work harder on and off the field, I guess.
The one thing I didn't know is that you were on the rugby team at all. I didn't know that.
Oh, I play rugby for my school, my college.
The
It was kind of like a thing where my school's really small, so they had like an assembly and had all the freshmen show up and try to recruit.
Rugby. What? I think I'm trying to remember what that sport is. Kind of. I think it's a kind of like a contact sport.
Rugby, it's a contact sport. So it's basically, people say it's quote unquote football with no pads, but really it's kind of like I don't know. It's like an English sport, and the ball is like a football, but twice as big, twice as fat, and you can only pass backwards. There's no pads, and yeah, it's a lot different. There's 7 versus 7 and 15 versus 15.
Yeah, I almost thought rugby was kind of this thing with like a stick in the net for a second there. I was like, no, wait, that's something else.
That's lacrosse.
Knew it. That's lacrosse. So what I think is because I don't know much about sports. You know this. I only watch football and basketball. I missed your baseball year, which I am pretty embarrassed about because I had the dates on hand, but I kept on confusing them for the wrong ones.
No, I didn't start in baseball. I didn't really play much. I was a pitcher up until like junior year, and then I started having shoulder problems, and they told me I couldn't really pitch much. So I wasn't super great at anything else. So I was kind of on the team just to play baseball while I could. I didn't really play much, but
I still wanted to be there to support, but
yeah,
I just
understandable.
Got put the wrong days at the wrong times, and I was like, oh wait, crap, that game already happened. Dang it! Because I had like classes during my spring term, so it was kind of hard for me to manage some of my parts of my schedule.
I feel you.
All right,
how it is to be busy.
The last question before I get to the next segment. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years. So really out of school, I'm trying to decide if I want to go into the Navy or if I want to go just straight to working in the merchant marine industry. But most likely it's probably going to be going straight into the industry because I'm struggling with getting into my program. So I'll probably be working somewhere, hopefully on like a container ship or, like an oil tanker, whatever, dry bulk cargo, doesn't matter. In a house or an apartment with, hopefully my girlfriend or whatever, however it works out. Just want to be settled down, comfortable with where I'm at.
So pretty much like possibly being your dream house.
Not yet. I have to work my way up the ranks.
Like one step closer to your dream house, like step 1.
Yeah, I think in 10 years I'll be closer to my dream house. Like if you're talking 10 years, then I said
5 to 10 years. 5 to 10.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think of one. That's the last question on that thing. Do you have anything like to ask me? Because this is a chat room podcast. It's called the Megabox Chat Room Podcast, where you can ask me.
I didn't bring any questions, but
you can think of anything. I don't really like. I'm comfortable with sharing anything. And again, this is like a
How is it working at a food place with a drive-through during all of this mess?
where do you want me to start? From the beginning or from like the middle?
Wherever you feel, wherever's easiest.
I would have to go with the beginning. It's kind of crazy because sometimes we have this kind of thing, this monitor that shows us our orders, and sometimes if like something, because we don't know which car is coming first, because sometimes like the other car is faster, the other car is pretty much like being a bit of a being like kind of like a speedster and just like rushing in front of the person. So
Oh yeah,
sometimes
because you have a dual car drive-through.
yeah,
Dual car.
we can't see which one is coming first or second, but we can tell by like the sounds of which one. Like there's like this thing, like the headphone that we have a headset. It it goes beep for one, two beeps, like a ding ding for the second one. If it's like a multi, it goes like bong, kind of like a gong, and
Yeah.
it just like it drives us sometimes crazy to the point of like pretty much us like going insane, and we're like, we can't keep up with this. Like, and people still think we're open till 12. Like, we're not. That's our summer hours. Like, dude, we close at 12 during the summer. We close at 11 when it gets close to September, because people start going back to school. Like, my okay, this is pretty hilarious. My boss kind of forgot that I was a college student, so I kind of had an early start with one of my classes because, well, I guess because I didn't read the date right. So I pretty much had to tell him, you actually forgot to take me off the schedule for Monday, Monday, Tuesday. I mean, like Monday, Tuesday through Thursday, because I have classes all the way to Thursday.
Hmm.
And it was just like bad because my teacher kept being like, where are you? I'm like, oh, what do you mean? And I was like, you started yesterday at the class. I was like, oh crap. And I got in so much trouble for that. I pretty much
Oh, I bet.
I lost one credit, and it was all, but that class ended up getting canceled because a lot of people dropped, so it didn't really count like towards my transcript at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
It all works out.
But other than that, with the drive-through, it's just like crazy because like during the snow globe, when we had it, it was like super crazy because we kept on getting car after car after car after car after car after car after car for an hour.
Well, yeah, because some people in hotel rooms and they couldn't cook and they're already spending a lot of money being
Yeah,
here. So,
we thought snow globe didn't end till like 11, but we were so wrong. We stayed open till past our usual time. We stayed open till 1 a.m.
ooh,
And I didn't go to bed till
nice.
3 because I didn't even get my break yet. So I pretty much had to like finish taking the orders, then go get my and eat something. I pretty much just decided to get just like a fast easy sandwich from 7-Eleven because we already closed down the kitchen. So, and plus I did not feel like cooking at all because I was pretty much like rushing back and forth, and took like a 10-minute break to help clean. Then me and my boss went home. Like, she drove me home because we got at the same time, and I live close. So yeah, and it was actually, I think you actually gave me a ride that day there to work. I think, or who was it? Um, because I know because I remember you gave me like a couple rides sometimes to work, like
Yeah,
once in the summer, once the other time,
yeah.
and and yeah, and then it got a little bit crazy to pretty much I kept on having to ask for rides, but then I pretty much had a way to get there. I pretty much found out that my friend pretty much like goes to McDonald's around the same time on the weekends, and was like, well, if you're okay with it, can you possibly give me a ride? And said, as long as you pay for gas money, which don't worry, still you gas money and all that.
No, you
Yeah,
don't owe me anything. Don't worry about it. I live across the highway.
across the highway. What do you mean?
I live over off of Lake Tata.
I don't know why I thought that was ta like
I know it goes both ways. I live across from the high school.
you live near me basically.
Yeah, well, you live where I've been to your house. I live, you know where Les Schwab is, the tire center
Oh yeah,
and DIY. I live across from there, like not
yeah. You live
behind it,
kind of
across from it.
kind of close, kind of close to me.
Yeah, kind of close.
All right. Do you have like one other question that I hope isn't work related?
Not that I can think of yet.
Like any, like you can ask me anything, like anything to do or animation or something like that.
Oh, how is your art going?
It's going pretty well. I'm learning right now pretty much about color shading and the color points, because some colors you need to complement with the right color. Like with yellow, you got to use purple. With like orange, you got to use blue, like a darker blue, in order to fill in that shady color. Like everything you have to like multiply in the layer to make it like match with the colors, to lower the brightness to make it dark. And it takes like a long time to do that, because it takes me like at least like 2 to 3 days on every piece of art that I work on, or longer depending on my art block. All right, and jeez, time's going by so fast.
It is. It's already 32 minutes in.
yeah, we just have 30 minutes left of the podcast, but you're still okay with that? Colby?
Oh, what? Sorry?
You're still okay? Pretty much just 30 minutes left of the podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a break to pretty much get to the next segment, which is gonna be like a game in a way, because I pretty much like to make it like put like an interesting thing in pretty much everything I do, like with videos and everything. Yeah. So pretty much for this part, I'll say we'll be right back. On to a game I thought the last second, because I couldn't think of anything else besides this one. You pretty much watch movies though, right? Like movies that are going on and everything.
Yeah, a few.
Well, Well, this is the only thing I could think of at the moment, because it was either this or pretty much I would pretty much like have to cut a segment, and I can't really do that because I gotta have like a full hour in for a podcast. A full hour and a half.
Yeah, of course.
All right. The game is called Name That Movie. It's a little scary I thought of, because there's pretty much like a ton of movies out there, and I kind of feel you.
I'm going to be terrible at this game because I don't watch that many movies, but I watch.
It's all good. Like these movies, I kind of had a feeling you would have seen. I kind of had a feeling.
Yeah. All right.
Well, except for it. All right, let's get started with the first movie. This movie is I'll give you this. It's a rated R movie, and it's a Marvel movie.
Rated R movie, and it's Marvel. Is it one of the Avengers movies?
No.
No. Oh, it's Deadpool, isn't it?
Got it. Point one. All right. This next movie is a Disney movie that just came out last year. It's a live action movie.
Live action Disney movie last year. Do you have any hints? Live action of like an older movie?
This gives you a hint.
Oh, Lion King.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go, Lion King.
Point two. All right. This next one just had a sequel.
Frozen 2.
Point three. You're killing me, Schmalls. Okay, this movie just came out, and it's based off a famous video game character.
In space?
No, famous video game character. Like
famous video game character.
And just the movie just came out like in November, around the same time as Frozen.
All right. Yeah, I'm playing a quiz. It's kind of like, yeah. What kind of video game is it? Like Nintendo, or is it console, PC?
I'll give you the intro of the game.
Oh, Sonic?
Yeah.
Oh, they had a Sonic movie come out? I didn't even know that.
Oh my gosh. Actually, that's true, because usually I post a lot about these movies, but yeah. All right, this next
Ben, can you close the door, bud?
This next one is a really popular Disney movie, and it brings some like things that kids play with to life?
Toy Story.
Ah, dang it!
Toy Story
I
4.
thought I would get you with that one. Yeah, it's Toy Story. This
Yeah.
next one is in a very, very popular movie, and I will be very disappointed if you don't know this one.
All right, I'm ready for it.
It's the most famous Halloween kind of themed movie. It's not a Halloween themed movie. It's just kind of like a movie that comes out during the Halloween times.
Comes out during Halloween time.
Well,
Is it newer?
it's not newer. It's like an old kind of movie, but it did have a reboot.
Did have a reboot. So it's
I'll tell you the reboot included women, and the first one included men.
oh, Ghostbusters.
Ding ding ding! We have a winner. Finally, we got somebody getting all the questions right in the podcast, and the other ones didn't get a prize because we kept them having to cut it short because of my stinking timing. And the prize pretty much is a membership for Skillshare, which is not sponsored, which will be pretty much emailed if you want to use at some point. Which is pretty much
Okay.
Skillshare is like a class course where you can pretty much learn from it pretty much anytime you want, and it has up to like 2 to 300,000 courses from animation, photography. Heck, they even have stuff on boats. You never know.
Oh, really? Guitar?
Yep, it has stuff
Oh,
on
sweet.
music theory and
I'm learning
everything.
that right now. Sweet.
All right, and seriously, okay? So we're gonna have to include like at least one last question for this, just to pretty much like have at least just like the last.
Hit me with it.
All right.
Is it about Carol Baskins?
Who?
Carol Baskins. You ever watched Tiger King? Or have you not gotten to that one yet?
I haven't watched it yet, so I got another spoiler.
Ooh. No, it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. It's just one of the characters. One of the main characters of the show.
That is a spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not good. It's not good. At least it wasn't like something in there.
No, it's not at all. It's just
all right.
character.
This is pretty much a question that's I will pretty much be asking this a couple times to some of the guests. What's your opinion on this whole thing that I'm doing right now?
On the whole podcast thing?
Yeah.
I think it's cool. You know, are you gonna put it on like YouTube or?
Yeah, YouTube. It's gonna be on SoundCloud a little, maybe, but that's a little much. It might be on like Apple Music, maybe. And don't worry if it gets like monetized or anything. You get half the cost, like the royalties from that, because
Sweet.
I don't need the money from those because I have art, because I just like maybe like a little like half just to put the production cost in to pretty much like get like the mics and everything for this.
Yeah. You know, I think it's super cool. Like the whole podcast thing, I feel like it's not only, you know, like just doing a podcast and talking, it's getting to know people, you know, getting to know what they're all about, and you know, if they're able to put that out there if they want to. But I mean, I think it's really cool because everyone has a dream, you know, and that may change. And at first yours was music, and now you're doing art, and you're starting a whole podcasting. I'm just glad that you're following your dreams, you know, and you're working hard to get there.
Yeah, like you saw pretty much how pretty much like the start of 2020 wasn't the best for me with the whole voice thing. Like,
yeah.
Like that was the biggest. That was the second time I got rejected from being on a show. Like I auditioned for the 4, and they said, "You're not really what we're looking for, bud. Sorry." They said that.
Yeah,
it's then. And a call. They gave me a call, and they said, "I'm sorry, we don't need." Like the 4 did that. The voice pretty much just said no, like during my audition.
I'm sorry.
It's not something like yeah, sure, I did cry like when I came back from the audition, but who wouldn't when getting like a no? Like, I mean, it was the first in-person audition. No, it's not the first, but you know what I mean. It's the first like big audition I ever did.
I get you. Yeah. I mean, but with things like that, you know, you go into it and it doesn't work out. And it's not how hard you take it, it's how you build from it, you know, how
Yeah,
you
like after pretty much like I made the decision to not like full on continue with music. Like I'm still working on the final album that I'm doing until I feel like come back, which is pretty much I'm
mhm.
still working on. It's either gonna be called Curtain Call or the grand finale. Curtain Call
I like it.
is pretty much like my favorite title because I used to pretty much like I thought it was like a funny term because I remember like Eminem had something like that. It was
Yeah, I was about to
like
say Eminem had a
like
curtain call.
Curtain Call was one of his songs on the Eminem show LP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I still love that one that became a vine. What's it called? The intro of the real Slim Shady. Like that was the most funniest one ever that I heard.
Yeah.
Like that still is a meme to this day. But
Yeah.
yeah, but pretty much I do really appreciate like pretty much like how people like you pretty much were like there for me after that whole like thing happened. Like
Of course.
I got text from like I think I got a text from you that day, pretty much saying how the voice go, and you pretty much said it's just another stepping stone. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Possibly.
because that was
I know I
because
texted you.
yeah, do you remember you texted me because like I remember like the line of people that texted me that like like the day after when because like I like right when I came home I turned off my phone and everything and I immediately went to bed and did not wake up until the next day because I was just so upset.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, but really I appreciate everything you do and you know I will pretty much like I do this for everybody that's been there for me and if you ever need anything like anything at all except for something like a kidney or something because I need that. But you know what I mean. Like if you need
Yeah.
something, if you need anything like 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 maybe I don't know like some money for food or something, I'm okay with that. If you need something
Oh,
like
I
no,
don't ask for things
no,
like that.
no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like
I
if
get what you mean.
like I'm not saying like I'll
Yeah, you're
all
just
the time.
you're there. You're
Yeah,
there. Like
I'm
a
there.
good friend. You're there. Yeah. Of course. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
like like you even know like before you even ever met like I knew about you but I was just like scared to introduce myself because you know how much of a wreck I was in my freshman year. I was a
Yeah.
wreck. Like then I heard about you and I was like, hey, do you know this kid named Colby Lace? I'm like, I don't think I have, but I feel like I've heard the name somewhere. And
Yeah.
then how was it that you and me met? I think it was at a football game, was it?
Basketball game, I think.
A basketball.
I think we were at a basketball game and you came up to me and yeah.
Oh yeah, because like I think it was I think it was Bailey Salmon or somebody like that. Pretty much
I
said
I I
uh,
never talked to her in my life.
no. I
It
think
was someone.
no. It's because like I used to hang out like with somebody at the game, and then I think I did the same thing with you with the whole like running into you out of nowhere or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Sounds about right.
and then I was like, wait, I've seen that face somewhere before because I think you followed me on Instagram before you and me met. I think.
Yeah.
And I was introduced myself and everything. And I was kind of a bit of a weirdo. And I was like, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because
We're all weird in our own way.
like I was pretty much like reaching to shake your hand like this, like look.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, well, it's almost time to wrap it up. Yeah. Last question. What's the word of advice you would give everybody that's going into like pretty much like going into college?
Um, get rid of a lot of your possessions because you won't have room for it. um,
I
other than
like
that,
that.
I don't know. It's really not as hard as it seems. You know, it's stressful. It's a lot of stress. Don't overbook yourself. Don't say yes to too many things,
Like
obviously.
give
Like don't
yourself room to breathe.
give yeah. You know, if they say join this club, it's got, you know, very little commitment. It's not true. They they will suck you in unless it's something that you're like super interested in. It's
Like I
not
said,
worth it.
I have to tell you that exact same thing happened to me during my first year, and it was such a mess. Like I was almost not able to go to your game because I pretty much like how overbooked myself that I pretty much would like drove my mom crazy, like going back and forth to the college. I pretty much like going to clubs and everything. I was this close to missing your graduation. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not missing this graduation. End of discussion because I was waiting all year to go to you guys' graduation every single day, and I was not gonna let anybody take that from me because you were there
Yeah,
for
of
my
course.
graduation and everything, and I don't
Yeah.
want to miss like this year's graduation for like the class of 2020, I think, was
Yeah.
gonna be the last one I was gonna attend, but then this all happened because
But they're getting their diplomas as PDFs.
poor. No, actually, I heard. I think they're still good.
Oh no, that's just a meme. It's a joke. They're probably getting it somehow.
Well, yeah, they're gonna get mailed, and they're actually pretty much like putting out a statement. By the way, I heard of that they're gonna try to hold like maybe like a ceremony in the fall for the people that pretty much graduated during some time, like as a like when they have like the minimum day, like the open house or something. They're possibly gonna do like that, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a small one. Like they're not gonna have all the speeches and everything because people have been waiting like so long for this moment.
Yeah.
I feel bad for everybody that's gonna is missing their moment for like such a long time. Because if that were to happen to you, I would feel really bad about that because
Yeah. It would
again,
suck.
yeah.
I feel like the day of graduation is just kind of like something you don't ever live down because it's like you feel so good, and then the feeling when you know, like after graduation, when you get your diploma and everything, you get in your car, you realize that all these people that you know have known since kindergarten or sixth grade or ninth grade or whatever,
And
all
it's
these
time to
people
separate
that you've
paths.
grown to know, and yeah, they're going down great paths, but some of them you just kind of sit down, you're like, I won't see a whole bunch of these people ever again in my life, and you just know it.
Yeah, like right when I got the cap and gown, it just felt like this is actually happening.
Accomplishment.
This is no, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like accomplishment right when I got it. It felt like this is happening. This is actually happening. Like
All this work to wear a cap and gown.
no,
12 years.
it felt like this isn't real because like I thought I would still be here for the rest of my life, but then right when you get the cap and gown, it's like it's time for the next chapter. Because
Yeah,
right
it's
when you
time to
step
move
up,
on.
right when you get on that stage, get your diploma, get your plaque for your diploma. When I say that, get your
Yeah.
plaque, and you only get to keep the hat. That's the other part. And I don't think you
Yeah.
remember this, but I had to wear a bow tie and suspenders. I hated that. I hated it.
Yeah.
And oh geez, I
Absolutely.
don't think I ever told you this, but actually, I think you wait. Did you me end up taking a picture of the graduation? I don't know. Did we?
I think so.
I don't think I have it anymore because guess what happened to me in December? My phone
Phone
immediately
broke.
froze. Oh yeah, I told you that in the car.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that graduation is like just like a life-changing moment from high school. Like the middle school and the elementary ones are like, yay, we're going on with our friends still. But when the high school one happens, just like
Yeah.
some people are
Well,
going
they
through,
lost, you know, they didn't just lose their graduation, you know, they lost their prom, they lost some of the last moments with people,
yeah, like the
you know, that
blacklight dance,
yeah, they
the
won't see a lot of those people again. And it was just kind of like sudden, you know, it's not like all this time building up to this point. It's not just that. It's all this time building up to this point and it getting cut off short.
yeah, it's like right when I don't know if you went to the town show when I performed it for my last time. Did you?
I think I did.
And it was pretty much like at that moment it felt like the end of it all because like pretty much like my high school chapter because right
Yeah.
when I stepped on that stage to sing Wildflowers with Miss Whelan.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did what, like nobody expected me to do a rap. They thought, oh, this guy's just gonna sing boo. But then when they did Bodak Yellow, they were like, oh, snap, like I saw so many people like getting up or pretty much like dancing to it, like pretty much like Kelly Clarkson with her dance moves, and I was like, oh, like I pretty much decided, you know what, this
I
is my
remember.
last performance. It's time to go all out. And
Yeah, of course.
I cried when I got second place because it was pretty much like the best moment of my life to pretty much like finally get into the top 3 with Owen. And everybody was saying it was rigged when Achilles got it because pretty much like Nib was a last minute judge because the original judge got sick and
Yeah.
no wait, it was Miss Raymond originally, but she ended up having a baby and everything, so she wasn't able to be the judge. But she was there for her graduation. She almost had to miss it fully, but she was like, "I am not missing your graduation, but I won't be able to speak it," so I gave it to Miss Pomeroy.
Of course.
Okay, one last thing I'm gonna say. I don't know if you know about this. If anybody told you about this about Miss Pomeroy, she had the most hilarious prank pull on her during when I was there.
Really?
She was actually the senior class advisor when I was a freshman, and she got the worst prank pulled on her. She was just coming into her room, and she heard a knock on the door, and she was like, "Come in!" And Colby and Colby Iman and a couple others, and everybody was like, "Hi, Miss Pomeroy, we have a little surprise for you." And she was like, "Oh, you guys are so sweet. What is it?" And they pretty much like lured her out of her classroom and locked the door, and nobody was in the hallway at the time, and she got completely wrapped in saran wrap, like her, and got kidnapped and taken to Dakota Lynch's car, and she was that was part one of the senior prank. The part two was the whole school was vandalized with saran wrap, a fishnet string. The Viking statue was decorated as a woman, and every single nook and cranny was covered in spray chalk.
Wow.
And Miss Berry was completely upset about it, but then the worst part about it, nobody knew Miss Pomeroy was missing. Nobody knew because she actually canceled her class for the rest of the day because she was I guess somebody pretty much like left a note for her in her handwriting, which I don't know how they were able to forge that. Pretty much like she was gonna be out for the day, and they were trying to find us. They actually tried to find us out, but they thought they pretty much like gave her class to like another class, and pretty much they had fun for the rest of the day. And so it was just and we finally found her after the whole ceremony and everything of a rally. This was pretty much like before you guys came along, and they found her in the parking lot drenched in water, saran wrapped, and they were like, "Miss Palmer, what are you doing here?" I was like, "I was freaking kidnapped by these crazy kids."
That's hilarious.
She didn't press any charges. She was like, "I'm okay with this." I kind of saw going with this, and they were possibly actually going to do it to Pomeroy again this year, since again when I was there, because she was the advisor, because Miss Raymond was just like partial advisor, but then when she got pregnant, they had to give it to somebody new. Miss Pomeroy gladly took it because she was best friends with Miss Raymond. So yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop before I pretty much like get into the news story. But yeah, pretty much like high school is pretty much like a good experience, and going on to the next chapter and everything. And like, did you feel that way when you were in high school, like a little bit, or was it kind of like a bit rugged?
Oh no, in high school was easy, free flowing.
Just some crazy things always happen sometimes.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot more of the learning experience is going to live on your own and going to college and stuff, because high school doesn't teach you how to go grocery shopping or like shopping for essentials when you need it. They teach you,
except for economics. It was fun with Palmer doing that, but it was kind of hilarious how senior ditch day she didn't even know about it. She didn't even know about it. Well, actually, she kind of did, but she pretty much like told everybody that she didn't know about it. She actually wanted to be a part of it, and she like our senior ditch day was planned for prom night. I don't know if you knew about that.
I didn't know that.
It was pretty clever that we did that. Because prom night and senior ditch day means everybody could just like stay home, get ready for prom. Yeah, we got a little bit of trouble for that, because especially Haley, because she's the one that came up with it.
Yeah,
like they thought it was the most stupidest idea we ever did, and actually had to stay home because I pretty much like had a lot of stuff to do, and my parents said, if you want to go to prom, you're gonna have to stay home either way, because we need you to get your hair cut, we need you to get everything ready and everything. Like,
so it all worked out.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, this is gonna pretty much end pretty much like the third episode for the podcast. but first off is a Megabox shout out. If I'll pretty much text that person right now so you can pretty much like sing along with me because I don't know, it's like it's kind of like a that's the name.
What you want me to say that?
I'll say the Meg and well when I get to the Megabox shout out when I get to the part
Gotcha.
it's pretty much like she was in the raffle that I was doing because I don't have a Patreon yet, so I do raffles and everything for people.
So it's Orion Horizon.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this has pretty much like been a really good podcast. Before we're gonna end off, we're gonna go with our first not our first, but our third Megabox shout out goes to
Orion Horizon.
Thank you, Ryan, for pretty much entering in the raffle. Hopefully, when we have Patreon, actually to this video, it's gonna be launched in May. So there's also pretty much like a Tippy link to it's called Hope from Home for people that want to donate to that, and for people that also want to help out with the show, there is gonna be a Patreon soon, so we can get like maybe like a small apartment studio to maybe like record this when this is all over, so people can be in front and everything and have a camera set up and everything. But right now, if you guys do feel like donating, I have PayPal down there. But right now, the most important thing is donate to Hope from Home at the bottom for people that are still being affected by the COVID-19. If this is still happening when you see the animated video, which should be coming out soon. But I do want to give a huge thank you to Colby Glaze for joining me for the third episode.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Do you have any last words to say? Pretty much like any enough like on a quote or something to give people.
Social distance.
Also, wash your hands, people, and also
wash your hands.
And if you just and again, there's stuff like this like Zoom. There's a link below to download Zoom to talk to people, and also for everybody that wants to use Skillshare is offering a 1 month free premium, but I'm pretty much paying it just for the first. For the second month for Colby Glaze, since he pretty much won the comp. It's nothing big. It's just $50, which I could pretty much like I could spend that on a video, $60 on video game. I'm pretty sure I could pay $15 for Skillshare. It's just
you have to give me Skillshare. No, I'm okay.
No, it's a gift card. It's a gift card that I've had for like a while. That I don't need it. Like okay. I got it out of nowhere. They're mailing it to me like after the COVID-19 is over. So because of the whole mail situation. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna end it off. And this has been the Megabox podcast, and Colby Glaze might appear in season 2 because we're trying to get at least 3 people for recurring. You might be up for that.
Yeah, I'll be up for it.
All right, everybody, have a good rest of your day. If you're seeing this in the future, have a good like maybe unquarantine or quarantine party. But remember, social distancing is the best way to get this out of the way faster. Well, bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.
No problem. Have a good one.